it. The essential question is, how do our lives change with the seasons? And we can see in this story, the season is winter. And the title is The Great Blizzard. And there's a little bit of a surprise ending, I think, at the end. So I'm going to go ahead and start. As Anna played the final notes, her piano teacher smiled. "Wonderful," said Mrs. Neal. And so I know those are the words that are coming out of Mrs. Neal's mouth, because those are the quotation marks. "Thank you," Anna said. "I practice every day." Mrs. Neal peered out the window. Remember when I read the Clifford story, we talked about the pier. They walked on the pier and they spelt that differently. And I told you that there's also P-E-R when you look at something. That's what this peered is. Mrs. Neal peered out the window. "Oh my, it's snowing very hard." "I better go," said Anna, pulling on her coat. "Today is my birthday. I'm 10. So she's a little bit older than you guys. Mama is making a cake. As Anna walked home through the falling snow, she thought, "The city looks like it's covered in sugar. It's beautiful." So that gives a really good idea in your mind of what the city looks like. So when you're writing, if you want to give the reader a good image, think about how you can show. So let's read it again. "The city looks like it's covered in sugar. It's beautiful." But Anna's joy soon turned to concern. Look at her face. What do you think concern means? Joy meant happiness, but now she's starting to get worried. She has concern. The snow was piling up. It was so hard to see where she was going. Anna tried hard not to fall. Anna struggled onward. The wind blew so hard she could barely walk. So what do you think struggled means if she could barely walk? So did you figure out? Struggle means like it's hard to do. Sometimes we struggle when we learn to do something for the first time. So that's what struggle is. Everything was blanketed, so like a blanket, in snow, even the street signs. "Where's home?" Anna cried, peering, again looking, through the swirling flakes. Swirling means going around. Her apartment building was only a few blocks from Mrs. Neal's. So an apartment building's like the towers we have on base. But nothing looked familiar. Had she turned down the wrong street? If something is familiar, it means you're used to it. You know, you've seen it before. The wind howled. Anna trudged on, hoping to spot her home. So that didn't make sense. So when something doesn't make sense, I go back and reread it, hoping to spot her home. I was thinking about the word trudged. You know what trudged means? Thinking about if you're walking, how hard it would be. That's what trudge, like heavy steps. "Anna, Anna, was that Papa's voice?" "I'm here," Anna shouted. Papa soon found Anna and scooped her up in his arms, safe. Many years later, Anna would still remember her 10th birthday. It was the same day as the Great Blizzard of 1888. So that was really something that happened in history. In 1888, there was this great blizzard, and this little girl remembered it. It was on her birthday, and she always remembered it. Okay, so what would you say the main idea of that story is? The big idea, tell your parents, probably about the big snowstorm. And then what are some of the key details? She was at piano lesson and the snow began to fall. She had to leave early. First she thought it was beautiful, but then she began to get worried. She got lost. She was not sure if she was in the right place. She heard her dad's voice. And then turned out it was the Great Blizzard. It was a historical blizzard. It was so big, such a big storm. Okay, thank you.